Hello, welcome to Navigating to Success. I'm certified focal point business coach Jeff Carlton, and I am extremely excited to have Eric Albus, who is the owner of Milk River Outfitters. So, welcome, Eric.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, you bet. So, a fellow Montanan and got his fingers in quite a few pies, ranching and a couple other entrepreneurial activities. But let's talk about Milk River. Tell me a little bit about the outfitting business.
Sure. Well, the Milk River itself is in danger of going dry because one of the siphons, the diversion siphons, actually two of them have blown out, and we we might not have any water in the Milk River next year at this time. But that won't affect our hunting a great deal. So, but it's been an interesting ride the hunting business had because we went from having more whitetail than you could shake a stick at in 2010 to by the fall of 2011, we had no whitetail left due to a severe winter in 10 and 11, and then a EHD outbreak. So the outfitting kind of took a back seat for a few years, and now we finally got numbers back up and things are running and looking good.
Yeah, I remember the early 2010s. We did get skosh. Man, you can pick up a handful of gravel and it's hard to hit less than eight of them now.
Right.
Here in central Montana, the whitetail are thick. So is it primarily just whitetail, or do you get up in the high country and go after other larger game?
Yeah, we do. We had a guy call and book a hunt that was for bighorn sheep this fall and took him and was successful. And then we'll do an odd elk hunt here and there. And our elk hunting is all by permit, so it's a difficult draw, so we can't
Right.
consistently do anything. But we'll get people call, and in moments of weakness, I'll agree to take them. I'll tell them to do it themselves on their own first if they can, and if they're not successful, call me and we'll try to help them. But we do a little bit of stuff like that, and then we do some mule deer hunting and have some ranches that we hunt south of Miles City for mule deer that have been really good to us. So we're kind of
Very
scattered
good.
all over.
Yeah, but it's a cooperate to graduate kind of thing. So a lot
Yeah,
of partnerships with landowners.
absolutely. Most of my landowners are all good friends of mine now, and
Sure.
when they, I met them all by different various ways, and going to college with one of them, and then being introduced to his neighbors and leasing their places. They came to me and wanted me to outfit it for them. So that's pretty much. And then with our neighbors at home, it's just different neighbors came to me and say, "Hey, would you like to hunt our place? We'd like to make a little extra money because the profit margin in the farm and ranch world is around 1.5 to 2.5%. So
Sure.
anything that we can do to help our neighbors out to stay in business, I'm more than happy to do."
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that I transitioned into this is to keep small business thriving and healthy in the rural states like Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, the Dakotas. Is that
Uh-huh.
it's different. It's not as competitive an environment as the urban areas. We have to collaborate to survive
Yeah, we do.
out
We
here.
we got to work together and stick together and help each other out best we can.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. So, um, specifically on the outfitting side, is it strictly a family business? Do you have outside employees, or is it just you and your son, or how do you work?
Well, it's actually all of the family. My brother and I are in a partnership with the outfitting, and his boy is guiding elk hunters today, and mine's home working on the ranch, which he kind of prefers to do. And then we hire, 6 to 8 guys. A lot of them locals, a couple of them from out of state that have been working for us for 8, 9 years. So, and then we hire a cook and to take care of the camp at Milk River. And it's so yeah, we're employing a lot of people, and it's people don't look at outfitting as a business, but that's certainly what it is. It is a business.
No, absolutely. But it's interesting because it's so seasonal. How do you adapt to that, or you just shut it down for 4 or 5 months a year?
Yeah, we're shut down for 4 or 5 months a year. We do a little turkey hunting in the spring to kind of help diversify it, and after that we're shut down all summer taking care of the farm and ranch. And then starting the 1st of September, we'll have bird hunters roll in, and we'll hunt birds until the archery opener, take a few archery whitetail guys in there and a few more bird hunters, and then get ready to roll into the rifle season.
Right.
And so,
And
so it is seasonal.
so you keep a constant eye on the weather, just like anybody in the agriculture business.
Yeah, the outfitting isn't much different than the farm and ranch business. Mother Nature plays a huge role in it,
No,
and
for sure.
Mother Nature's been kind of rather unkind to us here with a couple of really severe droughts we've had in eastern Montana, and coupled with too many non-resident hunters, which is a strange thing to hear from an outfitter. But the Region 6 here where I live, they were giving out far too many doe tags, and we had non-residents from Washington, Minnesota, Illinois come here, and there'd be camps of guys with 100 antlerless mule deer tags, and they would attempt to fill every one of them, and they really clipped our deer. So I've been very vocal, and I was appointed to the Citizens Advisory Council or advisory group for coming up with some problems and solutions with Montana's Fish and Game. I was placed on a board there, and I'm also on the PLPW, the Private Land Public Wildlife Council. I was appointed to that by the governor. So
That's pretty surprising. You know, it's not like we haven't been doing wildlife management for a number of years, and you think we got smart. I'm actually kind of shocked by what you just told me there.
yeah, yeah, you'd think it'd be a little better than what it is, but our department's attitude is that, well, you can't save them. The winter's going to kill them, so let's let people shoot them instead. Well, 100% of the ones you shoot aren't going to survive, aren't even going to get to see winter. So I'm like, let's maybe take it a little easy here, but guys. And we we did lobby, myself and a couple outfitters lobbied our commission pretty hard, our Fish and Game Commission in Montana. We got the mule deer doe shooting on private land only in Region 6 and 7. It's starting this fall. You cannot take a mule deer doe on public land. So we're hoping that will help. And we got the
Well,
non-residents cut back to one doe tag. If they don't have a buck tag, they can only buy one mule deer doe tag.
I certainly appreciate anybody that's a good steward of our wilderness and our wildlife. So thank you for your efforts there. I
Well, thank
appreciate
you,
that
Eric.
as a fellow outdoorsman and growing up in this region. That's important stuff. We gotta keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
Talk to me about the business side a little bit. How surprised were you? I mean, you talked a little bit about it, and how are you continued to be surprised by the business aspect of running the outfitting company?
Well, compared to the farm and ranch, the outfitting business that we're running, we'll operate on a 10 to 15% profit margin depending on the year. So it's hugely eye-opening the difference in running. And it's just, basically we're a service business. We're in the service business. We're in the entertainment business. We get people coming from all over the United States, and I've even taken people from New Zealand, Australia, hunting. I try to think if we've had any European clients. I can't say that we have, but we possibly have. And it's been a real eye opener, not only to listen to them and how they run their businesses, because most of the people we're taking are successful businessmen. And it's it's just an eye opener running a different business than the routine of the farm and ranch, especially
Sure.
when
I
it has a little
mean,
better profit.
yeah, like I said in the introduction, you've got your fingers in a lot of pies. So Um, it's interesting that you have that much international and obviously out of state is your target market. How do you market your services? How do you advertise?
Well, we got pretty fortunate when I was a kid. When we first got started, we had Bill Jordan's Realtree camouflage team hunted with us, and we were on the Nashville network, and we were on at the right time in the right place, and it made Milk River a household name all across the United States because people would really tune into that TV program because it was on right before NASCAR or bull riding, and there was a lot of people tuned into it. It turned us into an overnight sensation,
Wow.
and we haven't done anything really since then because the word of mouth. Now I take all repeat people, and the only new people we get are referred to us by people that have hunted here in the past. And
Yeah, that's free marketing right there. And
yeah, it is.
don't uh, don't underestimate the power of being lucky is better than being good. Being good is
Any
important, but
day.
being lucky
Yeah,
is incredibly important.
it
Um,
is.
so as we get kind of close to the end of our time, tell me what are you looking to grow, or are you comfortable? What do you look like in 2 to 3 years?
Well, the old adage is if you aren't growing, you're going. And we picked up another great property here this fall. A friend of ours uh, bought a big ranch and called me and said, "Hey, I'm not going to offer it to anybody else, but if you want to come hunt it for me and outfit it, I'd be happy to have you here." So we're continuing to grow and ever more looking for other opportunities out there. I mean, that's one thing I would like to find before I give this business up completely is a good elk hunting ranch, and those are really tough to come by.
Yeah, it, I get it as the some of the communities expand a little bit, they get a little bit tougher to get access to.
Yeah,
Um,
they do. And it's just the way that, and it's unfortunate for our resident hunters. I feel for them because I grew up hunting public land. I don't think that I've ever killed a mule deer on private land, and it's sad to see it all go that way. But unfortunately, that's what's happening. Non-residents are coming in buying it, and we as residents won't have access to it again. And and I do. And the funny thing is, speaking of the residents, I'm taking more and more Montana resident hunters all the time. I've got one showing up here in a few days. He drew an antelope tag for our area, and out of the blue called me up and asked me, what it looked like, how if we thought he could do any good. And I said, "Yeah, come out, and we'll take you." So it's uh, it's surprising that the number of residents were taking on a few on the big game, and a lot of them on the bird hunting that are just
well,
tired of fighting public land and want a better experience.
no, I appreciate that. You're offering a service that certainly has some demand. Um, and
We give I give residents a good break. It's like the guys that I've taken elk hunting and sheep hunting down in the Missouri breaks that were residents. We're very resident friendly. We take good care of fellow Montanans.
All right, well, good to hear. Well, Eric, thank you for joining me. Obviously you're a guy on the move and pulled over where you got cell coverage to make this happen today. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. I appreciate you asking me on. It was a pleasure.
You bet. All right, for everybody watching this episode of Business Journey Explored, thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.